Hello, everybody. This is Jared from Existing Conditions, and you are listening to the Existing Conditions podcast. More people than ever are interacting with digital versions of the built environment and doing a lot of amazing things in the process. And on this show, we get together to discuss the ideas, the opportunities, and the strategies that they're taking advantage of.
Everything that we show our clients, whether it's drawings or scan data, they can access from their home. They can access from their phone or their tablet. And that really gives you a lot of flexibility these days, especially with the pandemic, with people working remotely, with clients that routinely work with other consultants that are remote. And the ability for everyone to have the same data and the same situational awareness and have all that be available to them with free software that can be downloaded and used is invaluable. I think the days of people, 20 people in a conference room poring over paper drawings, they're probably over for a while because we don't need to do that anymore. Everybody can share the electronic data and everybody can have the same situational awareness and, read from the same sheet of music. And that's extremely valuable.
Yeah, great point. Talking to asset managers at some of these companies we work with, the ability to not have to physically get up from your office, go to the site, point out areas of the building and say, here's what I'm looking at. It's in the basement. Here it is. And be able to show whoever it is, this is what we're concerned with. And like you said, everyone's working from the same data. So it's not, there's no confusion. It's right here. It's a virtual walkthrough. And it's really powerful, especially during the pandemic. You couldn't really coordinate site access. So being able to pull that up in a viewable software with a team and have a virtual meeting from that data was extremely powerful.
You really can't do it any other way these days, Mark. That's just the world we live in right now. And, we like to say that let us be your eyes in the field, right? Let us provide you with that situational awareness. Let us provide you with the ability to virtually walk through these sites. And not only virtual walkthrough in the sense of, oh, that's a beautiful picture. It's a virtual walkthrough that's a beautiful picture that is backed up by billions and billions of points of data in the correct X, Y, and Z coordinate that you can create highly accurate construction grade drawings from. Yeah. And that's very, very important. It's not just a matter of a video walkthrough or some other product that just gives you pretty pictures. This is all backed up with solid data.
Yeah, and I'll emphasize the site visits too, because when I had my aha moment in my past role, they gave me a tape measure and they said, I want you to document all of the measurements in this room here and verify them. And I went through and I did it and shared the results, and I couldn't tell you how many things I missed. And that alone is so powerful because you hear all the time, we can verify this in the field. They're inevitably going to miss, a number of things. And what's that going to cause? It's going to cause more site visits, more trips to the site, depending on where that site is. That's just time, and time equals money. So being able to have us come in, document that space, ensuring that we've captured every single inch of that room or that building and bringing that data to them, that is so valuable to them. So they don't have to go back, get in their car, drive to the site and reinvestigate things they missed.
Well, I'll say it again. The old ways don't work anymore. It's just that simple. As Jared mentioned, the old ways may work if you're buying 1,000 square foot cape or something like that, where the accuracy isn't that important. But if you're an architect and you're designing a new project, the old ways of sending the interns with tape measures and graph paper, invariably you miss some dimension that you need to either return to the site, if you can even return to the site and finish that data. That doesn't work anymore if you're a smart, sophisticated person in the building industry. It just doesn't work.
I'm really excited about the whole availability of virtual site visits and providing situational awareness to clients and their teams in a really user-friendly way, maybe more than anything. I think there's a false sense of reliability that comes with holding a physical set of plans in your hands. It's this exists, it's right in front of me, I'm holding it with my two hands. But that it can often be a false sense of security, right? And to be able to replicate that level of reliability in a digital space with a so-called a digital twin of the building,
Right.
where you can provide your entire project team across disciplines, whether it's a group of architects plus a broker, a development team, a project management team, maybe a legal team, environmental consultants, structural engineers. There are so many different disciplines that can benefit from having an accurate understanding of what is the situation, what really exists out on site. And the reality is it's very difficult logistically to coordinate access for all of these different parties.
Mm-hmm.
If you're working with an interdisciplinary team, which most folks are in the building industry, you want to be able to provide your team with the information they need to do their job well, right? And a critical part of that is understanding the physical characteristics, the functional characteristics of the building. How do you move through the space? What's the level of work that's going to be needed in different parts of the building? Some of these things are really, really difficult to get across in a conventional set of architectural drawings or a Revit model or a BIM model. And so I'm really excited about these virtual site visits because it's not a replacement for a great set of plans or a great set of architectural drawings, but it's really another level or another layer of situational awareness that's applied onto the project. So instead of sharing a Dropbox folder full of 500 photographs where you sort of know where they were taken and when they were taken and how they correlate to the project and the architectural drawings, using the tools that Existing Conditions is investing in and leveraging their experience and their equipment, it seems like clients are going to be able to very quickly tour the site virtually. Once access is provided to the team, they'll be able to take some basic spot measurements. For instance, before they even get the architectural drawings, they can pull up their phone and quickly find out, okay, I thought the floor to ceiling height was 9'6", but it's actually 9'10". And that makes a big difference in my design strategy for whatever reason that might be. And then in 1 or 2 short weeks later, they'll have a full 3D architectural model to layer on top of that kind of photographic and basic measurement data. And I think this is going to be really powerful for a lot of teams because there really isn't anything like that currently. There is the basic photographs that folks take on site, delivered on a thumb drive or Google Drive link and so on. Then there's full set architectural drawings, whether that's printed or done digitally. But being able to provide an experience very similar to something like Google Street View and allowing a client to walk through the space without actually walking through the space is super important, especially now people have moved to different parts of the country. They're not necessarily working on projects that are right down the street. It doesn't make sense to hop on a plane and spend all day traveling just to walk through a building for a couple of hours when you could spend the entire day, if you wanted to, virtually walking through that site, virtually experiencing that digital twin of the building. So that's something that I'm really excited about.
Thanks for listening to this Existing Conditions podcast. You need accurate existing condition surveys of your building. So trust the experts here at Existing Conditions. Let us be your eyes in the field so that you can devote your time to what you do best.